must say how thankful I am actually for Abraham, for Esther actually being willing to communicate your teachings to all of us.
She's having the best time in the room. Yeah. There's no sacrifice going on here.
Yeah.
She's following her joy.
And I appreciate that because actually I misunderstood that a lot when I was younger. And I am actually had some beautiful creations lately, honestly, truthfully, of negative momentum finally coming to a space.
Good things come out of all things.
Yes, and I really, truly, I guess I'm here to ask how I did divorce from my inner being, actually.
We can't really, because your inner being never gives up on you. If you could really get your inner being to walk away, you could be happy in your misery. Because your inner being will never walk away from you, then you have no choice if you want to be happy other than to make up with your inner being.
So, at a young age, I understand I was stayed awake. I actually have been connected since young age, magical experiences. Did a lot of things within the metaphysical world. I'm the type of person that, honestly, psychic readings to the neighborhood kids at the age of 9. When I was 9, people would come to see me. Adults would come and seek my knowledge, my wisdom. It actually developed around the age 18 where I became unhappy with that. I thought I was losing something in life.
We want to just jump in here briefly. That's the thing about service. You see, if you understand about the receiving mode, and since the receiving mode and the replenishing mode are the same mode, then when you're in the receiving mode, you can flow and flow and flow and flow and flow, and you never get depleted, you never feel weary, because you're tuned into the source and the source is flowing through you. But if you are in service, then you can't be in that attitude of service and be in the receiving mode. And so then you get depleted of whatever you've gathered up, and then it doesn't feel so good.
Well, that's what I misunderstood. I was always looking for others to feed back to me, developing resentment, forgetting, never actually understanding that I needed to tap back in.
Yeah.
I need to be aligned because I took that relationship for granted.
Yeah. You're getting it from source and you're flowing it outward, and you're getting it from source and you're flowing it outward. That's what we mean when we say so many people are looking for love in all the wrong places. They're trying to get it from a condition or from another human.
Mm-hmm.
And it's logical why you would think you could get it there, because when someone's tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and they're holding you as their object of attention, feels pretty good to you.
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I've actually had a good experience these last 30 years, basically, since I decided I'd stop fighting. When I started, I would fight. I've spent a good 30 years battling, aligning to source, giving to others. I'm the type of person that I am a leader. I have a lot of people around me, hundreds of people that tap into me and know me as the type of person that they can feel joy from and immediately recentered. In the last few years, I'm like, I'm going to get what I want in life. And so I started practicing in this last year. Well, what does it really care if I feel good? What does it really matter?
We want to jump in again. So when you're selfish, we teach selfishness because you can only see through the eyes of self. Self is the only perspective that you have. But when you really join yourself, then you're constantly being replenished. You don't have anything to give to anyone unless you are selfish enough to make that connection first. So we can feel that you know this. We can feel that as this conversation has gone on today, that you've felt resonance with all of it. So now, where are you right now? Never mind what has been. What's right now active within you? What do you want from us right now?
I'm looking to really, and maybe this is the wrong way of going about it, but to understand my role with the inner being. I really feel that
you are an extension of your inner being, and your intention, your role. You said, I'll come into this physical environment and I will sift and sort through life experience, and I will come to my own conclusions about what I selfishly prefer. And your inner being said, and we will remain non-physically focused. And when you come up with something you want, if it resonates with the trueness of that which we all are, we will give our undivided attention to this new amendment that you have found through the power of your new life. And you will find new things all along because you're out here on the leading edge. The combination of that which you are and the others around you has never been before into all of the universe. And so you will find new things. And when you do, we will ride the rocket of those new things and we will hold the vibrational frequency of them until the whole of your physical being is able to catch up with this new idea. Because when life shows you something that you prefer, it's often from a vibration of not having it. And so you usually don't have immediate vibrational alignment with the new idea. You're usually over here still somewhere defending it or justifying it or explaining why you need it or why you should have it. But your inner being already knows all of that and doesn't need excuses or justification from you. So your inner being just holds the vibrational frequency of that and shines it so strong that if you know about feeling good, and if you are selfish enough to want to feel good, you will lead yourself into pure and perfect alignment with the new that you have carved out, not just for you, but for all of us. And when you find something that's new, we revel in it. We are exuding joy. We are extremely happy when you find something that is new. And we are radiating that joy, but you got to listen for it. You got to listen for that joy. You got to feel for that joy. And when you find it, that's what it is. It's that you, selfish you, doing exactly what you said you would do. You carved out something new for all of us. And when we all came forward with you in it, the heavens open and we all revel.
I appreciate that, actually. I appreciate that truth being reflected to us. I really don't feel that we hear that a lot on our planet.
You see, humans are focused upon manifestations that have happened. And that causes you to become shortage consciousness beings, because you say, here it is, and now we've got to divide it all up. You're not thinking about what's becoming. You're not thinking about the never-ending infinite energy that is creating more. You're looking at the manifestation and you're wanting to divide all the manifestations up. So you become shortage consciousness oriented, which deprives you of your connection, which then. Yeah.
We're at a space like I am now.
Yeah.
Because I actually have had a beautiful 2.5 months of resting. I will whisper, like, what happened to you, Kevin? I have had everything I wanted to has come to me in the last 2.5 months to some degree. I've been fighting with my work, just going, I just want a way to rest. I want a way to rest. Give me a break. Give me a break from this.
Well, you had to give yourself an excuse to stop offering so much action. And we don't want you to need and find an excuse. We want you to tap into the leverage that yields more to you. But in a shortage consciousness attitude, and almost everyone's in it to some extent from time to time, you tend to need to justify the well-being that comes to you through hard work and struggle. And that's the peace that you're reaching for from us today. That's that peace, because that's what the world is wanting to know, and that's what you've come to teach. In struggle, there is no alignment, and in no alignment, there is no power, and in no power, there is struggle. And in struggle, there's no alignment, and in no alignment, there is no power, and in no power, there is struggle. And so that's the cycle that most humans have themselves in. And when you break out of it and you thrive without struggle, at first they condemn you because they want what you want and they want what you've got, but they don't want you to have it without the same struggle that they're offering. And it is so confounding because they're working so hard and not getting it, and you're not working very hard and getting it. That's what our friend was saying. He's counseling people and they're happy and rich, and he's just happy.
Yeah. But that means that it really is just about tapping more into the joy, following the joy, not spending so much time planning.
You know what it is?
Planning this, planning that.
It's about caring about the joy. It's about putting the joy first. It's about, Joseph Campbell called it following your bliss. And we think, oh, following your bliss means get into the receiving mode and follow the impulses. That is what following your bliss is. But most humans translate that into being lazy and being irresponsible and not doing what you're supposed to do. And it is a little difficult in the middle of a life that already is like you've got a tiger by the tail. It's not easy to disengage from all that action. That's why you have to break yourself a little in order to justify slowing, in order to slow yourself down.
The moment the accident happened, pretty much, it was like my being crashed together, not dissected. I was fully present. in that moment. And since that moment, I've continued to be returning to myself, spending time meditating, resting. Weird experience, wonderful magical experiences to me,
Here's something really worth talking about. We want to break this to you gently. You talk too much to each other. You communicate too much. You do not allow yourself even a chance of hearing your inner being. The other day, Esther had been doing this and doing this and doing this. She had family visiting, and they were wanting to fill every moment with something really, really fun, and did. And when Esther left them at the airport, as she was driving away, her hand started doing this, and she knew it was Jerry. And Jerry was saying, alone at last, alone at last, alone at last, alone at last, alone at last. In other words, finally an opportunity to get into your own thoughts. Finally an opportunity to renew yourself completely. Finally an opportunity to be all that you are. Not reflected back by someone else, but all that you are. Tuning in and then flowing out to them. Not waiting for their reflection to know who you are. So much communication. She watched the children and the adults around the tables, everyone with their phone, Snapchatting, Instagramming, emailing, texting, and no one listening to their inner being, listening to each other. We're talking about the world, not just Esther's family. We're talking about the world at large, so desperate for communication with one another that you can't take the time to hear what your inner being is telling you about all of that, you see. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would detach from time to time. Most of the time. We'd put that phone on airplane mode. And then we'd check in every hour or so and see what's going on. And we would train others to not be looking to you for their resources. We would put them in a position that they might tap into their own. And we would insist for ourselves that we're going to tap into those resources and that we're going to enjoy the world, you see. There are so many people who are so frantically wanting to engage with each other. And that's wonderful if the inspiration is coming. But when you're engaging to fill the void, rather than filling the void with alignment and then engaging, it's out of whack. Can you feel it? Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it? Doesn't your phone just ding one too many times about every minute? You see what we're getting at?
Yes, I do. I truly understand it. Things that didn't used to bothered me as I started disconnecting more. And now that I'm more aligned, I don't even understand what bothered me.
Yeah, it takes the edge off of everything. Yeah. It's good stuff.
I truly appreciate this. Thank you.